Welcome to my channel. Life is relationships. Significance of familial ties.
Here is a comprehensive and detailed overview of the significance of familial ties in psychology, covering its foundational theories, core psychological functions, impact across the lifespan, and consequences of disruption. Introduction.
Familial ties represent the earliest and most fundamental social relationships a human being forms. In psychology, these bonds are not merely background context but are considered the primary crucible in which personality, emotional patterns, social understanding, and mental health are forged. The significance of the family system is that it provides the first model for love, trust, security, conflict, and belonging. Theoretical foundations. How psychologists understand familial ties. Several seminal theories form the bedrock of our psychological understanding of family. 1. Attachment theory, John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth.
This is arguably the most influential theory in this domain. Core concept. Infants are biologically pre-programmed to form a strong emotional bond with a primary caregiver, usually a parent, as a matter of survival. Significance. The quality of this initial attachment, whether it is secure, anxious, ambivalent, avoidant, or disorganized, creates an internal working model of relationships. This model acts as a blueprint for how the individual will expect to be treated by others, how they will view themselves as worthy of love and support, and how they will navigate intimacy and dependency throughout their life. A secure attachment is linked to better emotional regulation, higher self-esteem, and healthier future relationships.
2. Family systems theory, Marie Bowen.
This theory shifts the focus from the individual to the family as an interconnected emotional unit. Core concept. A family functions as a single emotional system. You cannot understand one member in isolation. Key concepts include differentiation of self, the ability to separate one's own intellectual and emotional functioning from that of the family. Low differentiation leads to emotional fusion and reactivity. Triangulation. When conflict between two people draws in a third person to reduce anxiety, e.g., a parent confiding in a child about the other parent. Family projection process. The transmission of a parent's emotional problems, anxieties, and immaturity onto a child. Significance. It explains how patterns of behavior, mental health issues, and relational styles are passed down through generations, not just by genetics but by these systemic emotional processes.
3. Social learning theory, Albert Bandura. Core concept. Children learn behaviors through observation, imitation, and modeling of the people in their immediate environment, primarily their family. Significance. This explains the intergenerational transmission of both positive traits, e.g., empathy, work ethic, and negative ones, e.g., aggression, poor conflict resolution, gender roles. A child who observes a parent resolving disputes through calm discussion is likely to adopt that strategy.
4. Psychosocial development, Erik Erikson. Core concept. Human development occurs in a series of 8 stages, each with a central psychosocial crisis. The family is the primary context for navigating the first several stages. Significance. The outcomes of these early stages, trust versus mistrust, infancy, autonomy versus shame and doubt, toddler, initiative versus guilt, preschool, are heavily dependent on the quality of familial care and support. Success here lays the foundation for a healthy identity and ability to form intimate relationships later in life.
Core psychological functions of familial ties.
Across these theories, several key functions of strong, healthy familial ties emerge.
1. Foundation of identity and self-concept. The family is the first mirror through which we see ourselves. Through interactions with parents and siblings, we form answers to core questions. Am I loved? Am I competent? Am I a good person? Positive reinforcement and unconditional positive regard help build a strong, coherent sense of self. 2. Secure base and safe haven.
A healthy family provides a secure base from which a child can explore the world and take risks, knowing there is a safe place to return for comfort and support. This function continues into adulthood, where family can be a source of resilience during life's challenges, job loss, illness, divorce.
3. Socialization and norm internalization.
Families are the primary agents of socialization. They teach children the language, values, customs, and social rules of their culture. This is where we first learn about cooperation, sharing, empathy, and moral reasoning. 4. Emotional regulation development. Children learn to manage their emotions by co-regulating with their caregivers. A parent who soothes a distressed toddler is teaching them that overwhelming feelings can be managed. This foundational skill is critical for mental health and successful social functioning. 5. Source of unconditional support and belonging.
In an often impersonal world, family can offer a unique sense of unconditional acceptance and belonging, a feeling of being part of something larger than oneself. This buffers against feelings of loneliness and alienation.
6. Economic and practical support.
Beyond emotion, families provide the tangible resources necessary for survival and development: food, shelter, education, and financial stability, which directly impact psychological well-being.
3. The impact across the lifespan.
The significance of familial ties evolves but never disappears. Childhood. As outlined above, this is the period of most intense formation. Adolescence. The family's role shifts from one of control to one of guidance. The central developmental task is identity formation, which often involves challenging family norms. A supportive family that allows for autonomy while maintaining connection is crucial for a healthy transition to adulthood. Adulthood. Ties often transform into relationships between equals. Adult children may become caregivers for their aging parents. Sibling relationships can become deeper sources of friendship and support. The family of origin serves as a model for creating one's own family, the family of procreation. Old age. Familial ties become critical again for providing care, combating loneliness, and creating a sense of legacy and meaning through grandchildren and extended family.
IV. The consequences of disrupted or dysfunctional familial ties. The flip side of their significance is the profound damage caused when these ties are weak, abusive, or absent. Attachment disorders. Severe neglect or abuse in early childhood can lead to reactive attachment disorder, RAD, or disinhibited social engagement disorder, DSED. Increased risk of mental illness. Dysfunctional family environments, characterized by high conflict, criticism, high expressed emotion, abuse, or neglect, are significant risk factors for depression and anxiety disorders. Substance abuse. Personality disorders, especially borderline personality disorder, eating disorders. Poor social competence. Difficulty forming and maintaining healthy peer relationships, romantic partnerships, and professional collaborations. Low self-esteem and internalizing problems. Children from dysfunctional families often internalize blame, leading to chronic feelings of shame, worthlessness, and guilt. Intergenerational trauma. Unresolved trauma, abuse, or maladaptive patterns are often unconsciously passed down to the next generation through parenting styles and family dynamics.
Versus modern complexities in the definition of family. Psychology has evolved to recognize that the quality of bonds is more important than the structure of the family. Non-traditional families. Research consistently shows that children raised in loving, stable environments, whether by single parents, same-sex parents, grandparents, or adoptive families, fare just as well as those in traditional nuclear families. The key factors are stability, warmth, and responsive caregiving. Chosen family. Especially within the LGBTQ+ community and for those estranged from their biological families, chosen family, or families of choice, can fulfill all the psychological functions of a biological family, providing the same crucial support, belonging, and identity affirmation. Conclusion. In summary, the significance of familial ties in psychology is paramount. They are the foundational architecture upon which the individual's psychological world is built. They shape our brain development, our capacity for love and trust, our understanding of the world, and our resilience in the face of adversity. While biology may provide the initial connection, it is the ongoing, day-to-day processes of attachment, communication, and emotional support within the family system that ultimately write the first and most enduring chapter of our psychological story. Understanding these ties is not about idealizing a single family structure, but about recognizing and nurturing the profound human need for secure, lasting, and loving connections from which we can all grow and thrive. Love this? Subscribe so you never miss a video. Your comments fuel this channel, and your shares help us reach more people. Thank you for your support.